Ten Best Picks presents the top 10 best iPhone car mounts. Starting at number 10. TCL 65Q825. TCL is one of the best budget-friendly TV manufacturers on the market. While LG, Samsung, and Sony own the high-end realm with their multi-thousand-dollar flagship models, TCL and Hisense have taken over the world of inexpensive TVs with some of the best budget screens we've seen. Now TCL is pushing into the premium market with the 8 series. It's brighter, more colorful, and looks more striking than the company's other lines, but at $1,999.99 for the 65-inch 65Q825 we tested, it's also far more expensive. It certainly impresses with its performance, and it costs less than flagship TVs from LG and Samsung, but its black levels and contrast aren't as strong as other $2,000 plus models. The 8 series is TCL's most stylish TV, but it's hardly its slimmest. The top and sides of the screen are framed by a barely there 3mm bezel, with the bottom edge highlighted by a prominent 0.9-inch brushed gunmetal strip featuring the TCL logo and an indicator light in the center. At its thinnest, the screen measures 0.6 inches thick, though it expands to 3.2 inches with the plastic enclosure around the back that holds all of the electronics and ports. The TV is supported by a one-piece metal stand with a T-shaped base. Besides the power connector on the left, all ports and connections on the 8 series face right on the back side of the TV. It features 4 HDMI ports including one ARC-compatible port, a USB port, an Ethernet port, a composite video input, an optical audio output, a 3.5mm audio output, and an antenna cable connector. A combination power and input button sits on the lower right corner of the back of the TV. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 9. Hisense 55U8G. The Hisense H9G was one of our favorite TVs of 2020, combining an excellent picture with a stylish design and hands-free Google Assistant for a very reasonable price. The company is following up this line with the U8G series, which is even brighter than the H9G and adds a number of gamer-friendly features to the mix. It's also a fair bit more expensive, crossing the $1,000 mark with the 65-inch 65U8G model we tested retailing for $1,299.99. That's still a very reasonable price for the features and performance you get, making the Hisense H9G our editor's choice winner for mid-range TVs. The U8G has a gorgeous design, with an edge-to-edge glass panel framed by a silver band that rests just behind it, keeping the screen itself front and center. The bottom edge holds a narrow silver bezel with a small sensor array protruding down from the middle. The entire TV sits on 2 triangular gray metal legs that attach to the bottom, just a few inches past a third of the screen's width from either direction, sitting significantly narrower than the TV itself and giving you more flexibility in where you can place it. You can also mount it on the wall. The Hisense U8G series is a bit more expensive than its predecessor, but it delivers more features and better picture quality than you'll get from any other TV in this price range. Number 8 of my list. Vizio M-Series. If you're looking for an affordable TV, the Vizio M-Series Quantum is likely on your radar. It's an HDR-compatible 4K TV line with quantum dot technology to improve its color performance, and at $439.99 for the 50-inch M50Q7H one we tested, it's pretty friendly on the wallet. It indeed offers a wide color gamut, as well as a gaming mode with incredibly low input lag and a strong set of connected features. The M-Series Quantum is a solid buy for the price, but its contrast levels fall behind slightly more expensive models like the Hisense H8G series. The M50Q7 is a very simple, plain-looking TV with a thin black plastic bezel that runs around the sides and top, and a wider strip on the bottom edge bearing the Vizio logo. It isn't particularly svelte, thickening out to 3 inches deep in the middle. It's a very utilitarian design, with few flashy elements. The TV sits on 2 thin metal V-shaped legs, or it can be mounted on the wall. Aside from the power connector on the left, all ports can be found on the right side of the back of the TV. 2 HDMI ports, an RCA composite input, and a USB 2.0 port face directly right. The Vizio M-Series Quantum TV line offers a very wide color gamut and super low input lag for a budget-friendly price, but its contrast levels lag behind comparable models. Coming at number 7. Sony XBR-55X900H. Sony is practically synonymous with quality TVs, and its new X900H family offers a stylish design, accurate colors out of the box, and loads of features thanks to the Android TV platform. It would be a strong choice for a budget-friendly line based on its performance. Unfortunately, it's priced squarely in mid-range territory, with the 55-inch XBR-55X900H we tested retailing for $999.99. That's several $100s more than stronger performers like the Hisense H9G and the TCL6 series. The X900H looks simple and stylish, with a narrow matte black plastic bezel running around the screen, slightly wider on the bottom than on the sides and top. The bezel itself is framed by a band of brushed metal that curves around to flat, gunmetal sides. Along with thin, metal, V-shaped feet, the X900H gets a high-end looking splash of chrome that doesn't try to outshine the screen. The power cable connector sits on the right side of the back panel, while all other connections can be found on the left side, facing out. They include 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB ports, an Ethernet port, an antenna cable connector, a 3.5mm headphone jack, an optical audio output, a composite video connector, and 2 more 3.5mm ports for plugging in a remote sensor and connecting the TV via RS-232C for smart control. A small button sits in the middle of the bottom edge of the TV, providing simple controls. At number 6. Samsung UN55TU8000FXZA. When it comes to TVs, Samsung is best known for its high-end QLED models, so-called because of their use of quantum dot technology. They're generally sleek, stylish panels that offer impressive color performance, but they're also quite pricey. Samsung also offers budget-friendly TVs in the form of its Crystal UHD lineup. These models don't use color widening quantum dots, but they're much less expensive and can be compelling alternatives for budget-minded shoppers. The TU8000 is a solid, economical entry in the Crystal UHD line, with the 55-inch UN55TU8000FXZA model we tested available for just $549.99. It won't wow you with contrast or color, especially next to comparable Hisense and TCL models, but it's packed with useful features and offers modest but consistent performance for a reasonable price. The design of the TU8000 can best be described as minimalist. The sides and top of the screen have nearly non-existent bezels, just the edges of the glossy black plastic sides of the TV itself, while the bottom edge features a thin, half-inch brushed black plastic bezel. The picture isn't quite as edge-to-edge as Samsung's higher-end TVs are, though. A fraction of an inch of black glass frames the sides and top of the active part of the screen in lieu of bezels. The TV is otherwise distinguished only by a small Samsung logo in the center of the bottom bezel. The Samsung TU8000 series of TVs offers loads of features and a decent picture for an affordable price, though you can get better color and contrast from competing Hisense and TCL models. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Sony A90J. Sony is no stranger to OLED TVs and impressed us with the Master A9G series when we tested it 2 years ago. The Master Series A90J is Sony's latest flagship OLED model, as well as its best TV to date. It's one of the brightest OLED panels we've had in the lab, with one of the widest color gamuts. And it offers advanced features including far-field microphones for hands-free Google Assistant voice control and an XR sound system that's good enough to replace a dedicated soundbar. It's undoubtedly pricey at $2,999.99 for the 55-inch XR55A90J we tested, but it's a worthy home theater splurge that easily earns our Editor's Choice Award. The A90J is a slim, simple, and stylish. The glass of the OLED panel runs edge to edge, with only a 1/4-inch black border around the active picture. The bottom of the screen holds the only bezel, a similarly narrow brushed metal strip that holds the TV's far-field microphones and indicator light. The aluminum laminated OLED panel is only a fraction of an inch thick, though the back of the TV thickens out to 1.6 inches of plastic casings for the electronics that drive the screen and the 2 actuators mounted behind the panel that provide the sound. 2 narrow, rectangular, gunmetal feet keep the A90J upright on flat surfaces. By default, the feet simply hold the TV stable, with the bottom of the screen nearly flush with your entertainment console. The feet can also be rotated to lift the TV up a few inches in case you want to place a soundbar under it. The 83-inch model has a third configuration that moves the feet from the edges of the TV closer to the middle so you can place the big screen on a surface that isn't as wide as it is. The Sony Master Series A90J line of TVs has an impressively bright OLED panel with one of the widest color ranges we've seen, along with powerful audio performance on par with dedicated speakers, making it worth the high cost of entry. Coming in at number 4 of my list, LG OLED 48C1 Pub. The best 4K TV for gaming with an OLED panel is the LG C1. It's one of the best gaming TVs that we've tested, with fantastic build quality and a ton of gaming features. For instance, it comes with 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, which is great if you have both a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, and it supports all resolutions up to 4K at 120Hz. To top it off, its OLED panel has self-lit pixels, giving it a near-infinite contrast ratio and pitch-perfect blacks for unparalleled picture quality. It sports a 120Hz panel with a near-instantaneous response time, so fast-moving content looks exceptionally clear with very little smearing or motion blur. It also has an optional black frame insertion feature to reduce blur even further. New in 2021 is the input lag boost setting, which gives you incredibly low input lag as well. Finally, it supports FreeSync and HDMI forum variable refresh rate to reduce screen tearing and is NVIDIA certified to be G-Sync compatible. Unfortunately, OLED TVs all carry a risk for permanent burn-in, especially when static elements like a game's HUD or a desktop interface are displayed for long periods of time. However, this shouldn't be an issue if you watch and play varied content. It also can't get as bright as an LED TV might, especially when it comes to HDR, but its exceptional contrast means it can still deliver a satisfying HDR experience. All in all, it's one of the best TVs for gaming that you can buy. At number 3. Hisense H8G. The Hisense H8G is a very good budget TV and a nice upgrade over its predecessor, the Hisense H8F. It has a VI panel with a high contrast ratio and a full array local dimming feature, allowing it to produce deep blacks for a great dark room viewing experience. It has decent reflection handling and can overcome glare easily in bright environments. There's very little blur in fast-moving content, as it has a quick response time and an optional black frame insertion feature to further improve motion clarity. Its input lag is low enough for most casual gamers. However, it doesn't support any advanced gaming features like variable refresh rate (VRR) technology. Also, while it has a good color gamut to produce rich and saturated colors in HDR content, it doesn't get quite bright enough to truly make highlights stand out, especially if you're viewing in a well-lit room. On the upside, its Android TV interface is easy to use, and there are tons of apps available in the Google Play Store. The Hisense H8G is an upper mid-range TV in Hisense's 2020 lineup. It sits below the Hisense H9G and above the Hisense H6570G. Its main competitors are other budget TVs, like the TCL6 Series R635 2020 QLED, the Vizio M7 Series Quantum 2020, and the Samsung Q60 Q60T QLED. The Hisense H8G is a very good TV for most uses. It's great for watching movies in dark rooms thanks to its excellent contrast ratio and full array local dimming feature. The HDR experience is a bit limiting as it can't get quite bright enough to bring out some highlights. However, it has a good response time and very low input lag for gaming, and it's a good choice for watching TV shows or sports. It can get bright enough to combat glare but you quickly lose image accuracy when viewing from the side. Coming at number 2. Vizio M7 Series. The Vizio M7 Series Quantum 2020 is the best budget 4K TV for gaming that we've tested. It sits alongside the Vizio M8 Series Quantum 2020 in the 2020 lineup, which has a few more local dimming zones, but it's harder to find. It offers a few gaming features, which is a nice touch for a budget-friendly option, and it provides very good gaming performance. The native 60Hz refresh rate is lower than other high-end TVs on this recommendation, but luckily, it has native FreeSync support to reduce screen tearing. It has a good response time with a black frame insertion feature to help improve the appearance of motion. Input lag is low, and the TV doesn't have any issues displaying content up to 4K at 60Hz with either the PS5 or Xbox Series X. The TV's VI panel has a high native contrast ratio to display deep blacks. There's a local dimming feature, but it's mediocre and doesn't improve the contrast. Sadly, this TV isn't the brightest, so it's not the best choice for well-lit rooms. It only has decent brightness in SDR, and the reflection handling is good, but it's best to avoid placing it in a bright environment. It also struggles to upscale lower resolution 480p and 720p content as there are some artifacts, but that shouldn't be a problem, since most games are at least 1080p overall. This is one of the best TVs for gaming that we've tested. And number 1. Vizio 65-inch P Series. The Vizio P Series Quantum 2020 is an overall great 4K TV. Like its predecessor, the Vizio P Series Quantum 2019, it sports a VI panel that can display deep blacks, and it has a full array local dimming to improve black level further, making it a great choice for dark room viewing. It's also well suited for bright rooms thanks to its high peak brightness and good reflection handling. It has a fast response time, an optional black frame insertion feature, and can interpolate lower frame rate content up to 120 FPS for fans of the soap opera effect. Its input lag is very low and supports variable refresh rate technology to reduce screen tearing when gaming. Unfortunately, its narrow viewing angles make it less ideal for large rooms and wide seating areas, as the image looks washed out from the sides. Also, its local dimming causes blooming around bright objects, which can be distracting. On the upside, it delivers a great HDR experience, as it has an excellent color gamut and gets bright enough to make highlights stand out. The Vizio P Series Quantum 2020 is the Vizio P Series Quantum 2019's successor, sitting just below their flagship LED TV, the Vizio P Series Quantum X 2020. We expect it to compete with the Sony X900H, the Samsung Q70TQ and the Hisense H8G. The Vizio P65Q9H1 has an excellent design and looks nearly identical to its predecessor, the Vizio P Series Quantum 2019. It's simple and clean, with thin borders on all sides. The Vizio P Series Quantum 2020 is an overall great TV. It has a high contrast ratio that allows it to produce deep blacks, making it great for watching movies in the dark. It has an excellent HDR color gamut, a full array local dimming feature, and gets very bright to deliver a great HDR experience. Its fast response time results in minimal motion blur in fast-moving scenes, and, combined with its low input lag, it's well suited for playing video games. Unfortunately, it has poor viewing angles, and its local dimming causes a lot of blooming. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.